What's up, everybody? Welcome Squad Squad and welcome to Slav Guns at SHOT Show 2022. Now, in the past, I've covered a number of good tools, primarily from fix-it sticks. And if you're going to spend hundreds to thousands of dollars on your firearm, you should certainly invest some of that in a good, proper toolkit, which will save you out both at home and, more importantly, when you're out at the range. I'm here with Josh talking to us about the new products that came out, because I certainly know that there's no way that you can beat the PRS and the long-range kit that you did last time.
We have a few items that will definitely challenge those launches there. Going forward, so this year we are coming out with, we partnered with Sig Sauer, and we developed something for the MPX and MCX. So this was designed with Sig Sauer's engineers and that. So it's going to be a kit developed specifically for those platforms. Every tool that you need to work on those guns will be in here, from punches to torque limiters to the exact bits that you need. Also, it includes our new brass hammerhead attachment, so you can actually turn our T-handle into an actual gunsmith's hammer, and we're adding an extension to put the punches in, so you'll be able to work on those.
Now, I'm not going to say that I haven't used the ratchet or the torque driver as a hammer in the past, but is there any issue to using the ratchet as a hammer, or the non-ratcheting T-handle would be better?
The non-ratcheting will probably just be more robust because there's no moving part, but so far we have not had an issue with anything with that in testing. If there ever is, just contact us, we'll take care of it.
And what, I guess MPX or MCX, I guess what makes this kit specific to that firearm versus just regular toolkits that you would have?
Well, specifically we designed it with Sig Sauer. Okay, so this has the exact bits that are on both guns. The MPX has a 40-inch pound limit to their for the barrel change and to take out their gas system. The MCX has a 60-inch pound. So with that, we have torque limiter that will do 15 to 65-inch pounds. It contains our steel punch set. This is what's going to actually be, exactly needed for it. So what makes it different is it's quite the same as most of our other toolkits, but this one here will have no more, no less than what you need for that platform.
Got it. And I guess that's also, in some people's mind, that might be a question. It's like, well, are there any proprietary tools or something that are needed? But this is, so basically, this is every bit that you're going to need, instead of, let's say, for example, I find myself in a position sometimes where I love the package of the all-in-one torque driver kit. It's nice and small, but I go out to the range and I'm working with a gun, I'm like, crap, it doesn't have this particular bit I need to get it off.
Or the, you might need just, a T30, and not every kit comes with a T30, but the MCX needs a T30 on that and everything. So, we want to make sure that we have these bits. I believe it's a T30 on that one. T27, excuse me. So, we just want to make sure that we have every single bit. So if you're a shooter on those platforms, that's what you're going to want. If you have other guns, we have other kits that will do more robust, and we'll even get into some of those down there. But this was specifically engineered for this platform of the MCX and MPX.
And the great news about it, because it has a T27, once you're done working on your SIG MCX or MPX, you can also work on your Audi, BMW, or Mercedes when it breaks down on the way back from the range.
There you go.
They love Torx bits on there. I guess the only thing missing would be security Torx, but I think most of them are using that anymore. Anyhow. So moving on, so we have the SIG kit.
So the SIG.
I see there's like a bunch of stuff here, which is just like awesome. It's exciting.
Yes. So we'll actually start here. So we have our 16-bit replaceable set. That was the original 2 sticks that Fix-It Sticks was based on, in a rubber-booted piece with 16 drivers. So what we've done here is we've now taken our compact ratcheting multi-tool and put that into there, adjustable for reverse and forwards and everything. It also comes with a mini pry bar. Then if somebody wants to expand their kit at a later time, you would be able to take our new small driver, our 5 to 25 inch pound, 6 to 25 inch pound, and it will fit right inside. So it's a nice little way to add on and add something else to that.
And if you are a precision rifle shooter, I can't speak highly enough of this. We do have a video that we did on YouTube and on Amazon about the mini torque limiter, well, not torque limiter, mini driver. Very, very good for scope rails, scope bases, anything else like that. And if you're buying a brand new gun for the first time, that's something that you absolutely want to verify, because I can't tell you the number of times somebody goes out to the range and all of a sudden the gun can't start shooting. And at first it basically turns out, well, the scope rings weren't tight enough, then it was the scope base, then the action screws. So that is definitely going to make sure that everything is properly to where it's supposed to be. So love the packaging and the compact sizes. It is nice rubber, easy to grip. You can easily throw it into your big range bag, and it's going to be there always for you to have.
Exactly. That's the whole point. It's an easy tool to add in for any range bag, or quite frankly, just for anything, even to keep in a car for just basic work and everything with that.
Glove box.
Yeah, center console type thing. Side by sides, ATVs.
Oh yeah, there are apparently those people there too.
Exactly. So moving on to the next piece here. This one is our compact pistol kit, which somebody took my T-handle away, which so this one would come with the ratcheting T-handle in here. Somebody just took my toys away, that's all. So this kit here was created to work on anything with your basic pistol necessities and needs. 1911 bushing wrench, Glock front sight tool, our mini all-in-one torque limiter, both punches that can be used for multiple different guns, whether the striker fire pistols or anything like that to drift, dental pick, aim point sight adjuster. We also utilize a 8/32 threaded adapter. So being that all gun cleaning products utilize the 8/32 thread, we have a male-female and a female-female for adapting, so you can run anybody else's product with that and adapt it to ours. The small cleaning brush, for optics, for adjusting on windage and elevation, and an assortment of bits, brass cleaning rods, and the same takedown ratcheting torque T-handle. To complement this kit now, we have coming out, this is out right now, to be released now is our Glock Armorer's Kit. Okay. So this is for anybody that's going to be utilizing Glock firearms or building polymer 80s and things of that nature like that. So what we've done now is we have Glock base plate removal tool.
And those are sometimes a pain in the butt, especially if you're using stock Glockazines.
Glockazine, nice.
Watch, that's going to stick in your head from now, and you're only going to call them Glockazines.
Exactly, yeah. So we have both of our punches here for the full-size frames and for the subcompact frames. The dental pick, not only just good for cleaning and carbon scraping, but to reach up inside the mag well to get to that spring for the magazine release. We have our Glock front sight adjuster, and then here is a completely new product that just came out, and that's the channel liner removal and channel liner installation tool. Not something people do a lot, but it's nice to have the ability, and especially if you're building Glocks or doing custom one-off frames and slides after, it's a nice feature to have with that. We've kept the same windage and elevation adjuster screw, brush. We've now also added in, this is a kind of a non-marring battery door opener. So that way for any of your pistol optics, you'll be able to do that. The same assortment of standard bits that would be most common to go work with those, and the same brass rods and the compact T-handle, the ratcheting one with that.
So before we get a little bit too deep, these look like really, really solid kits. What are the price points and I guess availability on these?
The compact pistol kit has an MSRP of $180. It's available currently right now at most of your dealers. And the Glock kit will have an MSRP of $200 and should be out, I would say, around April, May.
Okay. And then we didn't touch upon the price on the MPX MCX kit and the compact kit.
The compact ratcheting multi-tool is $80 MSRP. And should be available within the next month or two. Okay. And the MCX MPX, I believe, is a $200 kit right now, and should be available probably within the next 2 months.
Okay. And obviously people can find these kits on fixitsticks.com.
Yes.
And channel members, you do have an exclusive discount for Fix It Sticks, which is going to be available in your member section.
Perfect. And then probably our last newest addition, this will be available come April. Okay. Will be our Masterfield Armorer's Kit. So we have added some room so that guys can expand with our bit kits and everything else like that. But this is a one-stop shop then for everything. So
There's just like so much stuff here.
It's the kitchen sink, exactly. So we've put in this case here, both of our all-in-one, all-purpose torque drivers. You can add, depending upon how you order this, you can do it with individual torque limiters or the all-purpose. And that will affect how the pricing will go. This will have, depending upon how it's kitted out, a $750 or $650 MSRP price point. So we have our castle nut wrench, the Glockazine, base plate removals, all of our standard bits. This has carbon scrapers for AR-10, AR-15, along with a firing pin scraper, shotgun choke tube wrench, our Glock tools. We've now finally come out with 2-inch bits.
Okay, yeah.
All right. Just off the top of my head, something that would be very easy for that is the new SIG M17, M18s. In order to work on the optics, you have to go from under the slide. You need a 2-inch T15.
Also, being a Ruger fanboy, one of the big things is especially if you're working on bolt-action rifles with chassis, there is generally between the one of the rear action screw, you have to go through the magazine release on the bottom of the chassis, and the regular bits just won't do it because the T-handle ratchet is going to be a little bit too thick to get in there, so that's where these would be perfect for that.
Well, so we have the 2-inch here. We also have our new brass punch set, steel punch set, roll pin punch set, along with some of our scrapers and pry bars. And then what you were talking about for the action screws, we have our extended 4-inch bits. So that's going to cover all of that. We've included here a removable magnetic parch tray.
And this is definitely something that's different. So your PRS kits, a lot of your kits, they have a magnetic tray, but it's like felt lined.
It's a magnetic Velcro patch.
Yeah, but this actually, on those kits, it's good, but if you're at an angle, it's stuffed. If it's like a small part, it can still roll away, or if it's non-magnetic. Here, it's actually like a really nice tray that is, you can just guess, set on a bench or keep it in the kit.
Keep it in the kit. Then, so we've included the same ratcheting T-way with brass hammerhead and a punch holder. And then now we finally came out with an armorer's block. So the armorer's block has large channel, small channel with knock-throughs. And then being that it's a non-slip rubber, you'll be able to set this upside down for compact frames and standard frame for the slides to work on slides and everything else.
Wait, you mean to tell me you don't want people to start scratching up for slides or messing up for front sights just by putting it on the bench?
Roll of duct tape also works sometimes, I guess.
Duct tape is the ultimate tool, and it should be in every. Now, you might threaten your kids to duct tape them to the seat because they just can't finish dinner, but it's also good for other stuff as well. But this, I guess, is a more elegant solution.
This is the proper solution as opposed to just any solution.
Now, going back to this, one of the kits that kind of like sticks out in my mind, so we're coming from the PRS precision rifle world, that is a really cool tool.
So this is designed for anything using a Remington 700 bolt action. So you'll be able to actually take the 700 bolt, put that onto the stick there, and twist that and remove it to take out your firing pin, clean the entire bolt mechanism, and put it back together.
And along the same lines, you have the 1911 tool, which I guess some people use, some people don't use. I mean, the gun was made to disassemble itself with its own parts, but that makes it a lot easier, and it'll prevent things going into your eye if you have the gun pointed at it.
Never work on the 1911 this way.
Awesome. So very, very nice toolkit. I definitely can see one of these in every FFL. Anybody who's a gunsmith or anybody who goes to work on guns at a range, or even I guess if you're a match director and you just want to be prepared for anything that pops up.
This is definitely something that's geared more towards the serious shooter of something, somebody who's going to be a match director, RSOs and people that are going to be working on ranges, guys that are really serious about large firearm collections that do multiple work on things. And of course, yes, your FFLs and your firearms manufacturer trainers have also shown a lot of expressed interest in this.
So what's the availability and price point in this one? I know it's probably not going to be cheap, but it's quality tools.
So availability is around April 1st, and depending upon how it's kitted, whether it's with the dual all-in-ones or the individuals, will be $650 or $750.
Okay. So obviously it's a good size investment. All of your kits are, but I mean, we all know that good tools do cost money. What's the warranty on it, and how does Fix It Stick stand behind the product?
So for the most part, torque limiters have a year's warranty, and the bits and other things have 2-year. If something goes wrong, if something needs to be worked on, contact us. Reach out, we will try and help as long as something's within this. And just to touch on, because some people do have some confusion when it comes to our all-in-ones, is that these are not something that you set. You don't turn it to a torque value. There's a very small line that you will then turn and the barrel will rotate as a beam torque would. And that's how you would get to your set torque value.
And for you guys who don't understand it or who've never used one of these, I will include a video that I will do after this to show you it rotating when you properly tighten it up. And I guess the other note is you do not use these to unfasten fasteners. This is only to fasten them and to verify the torque value. Alex, I guess if you wanted something that you don't have to look at it, or if you have vision problems, I guess you can use the torque limiters for that.
So if we're going to use something where we use a dedicated torque value, the dedicated torque value, we offer these as an option. So it would have the dedicated inch pounds, and there is a difference between inch pounds and foot pounds. Okay, and then so this is going to be 65 inch pounds in this case here. You would basically use that and turn until you just feel a click. That's it.
So I guess a good way of thinking about those would be, I guess the kind of big distinction would be, with the torque limiters, it's kind of like an individually set torque wrench, but for each particular value.
Correct.
Versus the torque driver, it's almost like a scale built into a fastener or into a socket.
100%, that's correct.
Awesome. So Josh, thank you for taking the time. This was really, really helpful. I mean, you're always showing off really awesome tools that people can get their hands on, can't wait to get their hands on it. And well, they're awesome. I mean, they're really, really, really good tools. I think in most people's minds, if you're used to buying cheap tools and then tell them, hey, you got to invest some money in a proper toolkit, they're like, oh, I don't know if I want to do this. But once you have a good proper toolkit, it's like, why didn't I do this sooner? Why didn't I invest the money in it in the first place?
Absolutely. Buy once, cry once sometimes. It's the best analogy for that. When it comes into this here, if you're buying, the adage would be, buy a good bolt gun, spend $1,000, your optics should match the cost of your firearm. Why shouldn't the tools to repair these and maintain these also be of substance?
Yeah, and especially since you're only really going to buy it once.
Right.
Unless there's some new particular tool that comes out for a specific gun, but buy once, cry once, but I don't think you even need to cry too much to justify the tools.
You'll be smiling with it. You'll be very happy with one of these kits because it's going to actually work on all of your firearms then.
Awesome. Josh, thank you very much, sir.
My pleasure.
As always, thank you guys for watching. If you have any questions on any of these toolkits, leave them in as a comment below, and either myself or somebody from Fix-It-Sticks will answer those. And as always, thank you for watching. Keep on squatting, and we'll see you in the next video, linked up here.